Okay, it's Luxury Fred, and this is the 2019 Lexus LS 500 F Sport. And in case you didn't know, this is the top of the line Lexus sports sedan. So the LS is the luxury sedan. Maybe it stands for that, I'm not sure. The LS 500 used to refer to the 5-liter V8 engine that the car used to have. And now it comes with a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 that gives you almost the same horsepower. It gives you 413 horsepower. And of course, this is the F Sport, which is the sporty version of that luxury sedan with a different suspension and a more aggressive body styling on the outside and on the inside as well. So before I continue, I'll tell you who I am. I'm Luxury Fred Sherman, and I'm a travel and automotive writer, and I'm also the automotive editor for Business Traveler magazine. And I get these cars to review, and I drive them around for a couple of weeks under normal circumstances. Normally I drive back and forth between Palm Springs and Los Angeles a few times, and normally I take them on some kind of adventure as well. And that gives me a chance to do a review in a real world situation, because I'm not just driving the car for an hour or so. I'm driving it extensively in all kinds of conditions, on the freeway, on surface streets. I'm taking it out to the grocery store to try to park it. I'm parking it in a garage, in a parking garage, all those kinds of things, including fun stuff like mountain roads and curvy roads and, you know, performance driving and stuff like that. And then I make these videos and I give you my opinion on the car. I also give you a tour around the outside and the inside, and usually try to do some kind of cool filming with my drone or from other cars and things like that. So you get an idea of the shape of the car and the outline, and also so you get an idea of what the car looks like when it's driving, because I think that's important. If you're going to spend this much for a car, and if I can talk about the price, I will in a second, you want something that looks good. So this, the LS 500 starts at $81,000. Then this is something I don't like about Lexus. This car has $19,000 worth of options to bring it to just over $100,000, and then with the Lexus delivery charge, it's $101,000 and change, something like that. But again, it starts at $81,000, but for $81,000, you don't even get all the safety features and lane keep assist and, you know, adaptive cruise this and that and all that stuff. That is an option. So before I continue, let me give you a look at the outside of the car. This has the optional full LED headlamps. I think they're called smart headlamps. They have the thing where if you turn to one side, you get lighting on that side, which is actually very, very helpful at night. You have of course, the signature Lexus grille. Controversial, but I really like it. All the lines of the car flow from the grille, if you notice. So this line goes all the way back through the hood and on the side, and this line, all the lines of the car emanate from the grille. You have some extra ground effects, and you have the blacked out F Sport grille. On the non-F Sport models, the grille is chrome, and on the F Sport models, it's black. And you also have kind of a lower front end there. F-Sport gives you these larger 20-inch rims. The standard ones are 19 inches, but these are 20 inches that come with the F-Sport package. And same thing in the back, you get a little extra trim and a little more ground effects and things like that that separate it, including that bottom panel there, that's separated from the non-F-Sport model. But really like this car and like the profile. You know, very, very cool, very stylish, modern looking luxury sedan. Pretty nice, right? And that color is Matador Red Mica. Just FYI, I think it beautiful, beautiful burgundy color. Oh, and before I keep rambling on, I wanted to ask you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just click the red subscribe button there. It's free, it's easy, and I post all kinds of luxury car and luxury travel content every few days. Thank you very much. And now let me show you around the inside. Okay, so let's step inside. So first thing you see is my big dog Hans back there. But second thing is we have the F-Sport badging on the seats. The F-Sport gets you what they call this perforated leather seating surfaces, which has a cool pattern here. And if we get inside, you have your F-Sport badging on the steering wheel. You have your, I love the flowing lines here. These are kind of raised metal pieces and kind of flows all the way starting here and flows all the way across the dashboard. Something I don't particularly like is you've got these very bold, which are on every Lexus, but on this one, it's supposed to be more luxurious, and you have these kind of things sticking out here, you know, that's just like on every other Lexus. And I just think it's so prominent. It's right in your eye line the whole time. I'd love these controls to be just part of this down here. So over here you have your seating controls, your seating memory, window controls. I really like the design. Again, this is some other kind of upgrades that you get with the F-Sport. You have your HUD, the heads-up display control there. Really nice steering wheel with your paddle shifters, leather wrapped. The F-Sport gets you the metal pedals down here. You have your trunk release, your hood release over there. Really nice power seats with all kinds of, you know, I think 18 things that you can change. You have your infotainment and some of your driver safety controls and things like that here. Cruise control here. Really like using the cruise control. This is to change the radio. This turns it on. Resume speed, set. This is your lane departure alert on and off, and then this is to change the following distance on the adaptive cruise control. You can see I have it in the Sport Plus mode, so it gives you kind of a more racy display, and then if I click it into normal mode, that's the normal mode. Then over there on the left, you can control what you see, eco indicator, boost gauge, G-force, gear position, tire pressure, etc., or just have it blank like that. Start stop button there. You have this nice big display that is not a touchscreen display, and you have your climate controls here. Nice center console, really like all this. This is your transmission shift lever. You can raise and lower the suspension. This is the rear sunshade, which is something that's essential here in Palm Springs. Speaking of which, it doesn't have a remote start. I love cars with remote start because it's like 120 out here in Palm Springs where I live. And it's really nice even for a minute or two, just as you walk out the door to turn the car on, so it cools off a little bit before you get inside. You have your upper console here, you have a sunglass case there, and then you have that panoramic sunroof back there. Really big center console here with a movable panel and power controls and USB connection there. Really like the brake hold function, which means when you activate that, say you're in stop and go traffic, you put your foot on the brake and it holds the brake for you. You don't have to keep your foot on the brake. And then when you push the accelerator, it releases the brake. Really, really nice. Again, really like the seats. And let me take a look in the back. Okay, so first thing you see is it's very dog friendly. There's a very large dog in the car. Hi, Hans. And he did get some hair in it. So we have a big center console here where you can put the rear sunshade up, and you can also move the front passenger seat up. See that? So if you're sitting in the back and there's no one sitting in the front, you can move that way up so you have more space here. You have the really cool, I really like the Mark Levinson speaker grille designs, and you have these side vents for the air conditioning. You have these magazine holders here. Something I don't like is you don't have the rear sunshades. I like big luxury sedans that have the rear sunshades, especially here in Palm Springs because it's so hot. You do have the rear sunshade back there, and again you have your own control for that here. Big back seat area, and you even have separate little lighted vanity mirrors here for the backseat passengers, and again lots of speakers with the Mark Levinson speaker system. And then you do have a power outlet there, and your own. Actually, you don't have climate controls back here, huh? You can just put the vents on and off, but maybe this doesn't have the quad zone climate control. But very nice in the back seat here, and very nice to be with Hans. And it's funny, I get these cars. I've been driving this car for a few weeks, but this is the first time I've actually sat in the back. And it's very nice, very car service-like, if I might say. And something else that I wanted to show you, you do not have a pass-through in the trunk to the rear seating area, but you do have a very large trunk, and the trunk is power opening and closing. So I have been very, very impressed with the LS500, as you should be for a car that's $100,000. I like the wide range of feels that you can get, and you can put it in that Sport Plus mode, and you've got the adaptive suspension and four-wheel active steering and all that kind of stuff. And in that Sport Plus mode, you can really throw it around mountain roads and really have fun with it. Then on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, you can put it in comfort mode. You can cruise on the freeway and use that adaptive cruise control, and it just wafts down the road. And I use that word wafts very carefully because I've been driving a lot of Rolls Royces lately, like this. And you can get that ultra luxury car feeling from this. It has that nice size and mass, and then with that suspension and all that Lexus technology, it really, really gives you a wonderful ride. As I was saying, cruising on the freeway at 80 miles an hour or whatever, just wafts and just glides along. Really, really nice. Inside, I think you've got a sporty interior, and you've got a very luxurious interior, so that if you want to carry, if you want to drive 4 or 5 people around, it's a really luxurious experience, and it's a nice big luxury car, so there's lots of room. These LS500s are used for car service by luxury hotels and car services as well, because they are so spacious and have that really nice ride. And so you have also Lexus's Drive Mode Select, which are the different drive modes You can put it into normal. Over here you can turn off the traction control, and you have a snow mode for kind of extra traction. And then up here you can change the drive modes. You have a normal. You can also customize it so that, you know, the performance is more aggressive but the suspension is softer, and, you know, all those kind of variables. You have a comfort mode, which is great for cruising on the freeway. You have an eco mode that gets you the best fuel economy, and then you have both a sport and a sport plus mode for performance. And the sport plus mode is the additional mode that you don't have on the non-F Sport model. So when you get the F Sport, you get a Sport Plus mode that gives you that extra level of performance. When you change modes into the Sport mode and Sport Plus, the dash here gets a little more sporty and focused on the RPMs. And then when you put it in Sport Plus, it's the most extreme and gives you the best performance. Also, you'll hear the engine note, the exhaust note changes, and I think some of this is artificial, the exhaust note that you hear. So I'll do an acceleration now in the Sport Plus mode without hurting the dog. So you can see it's sporty. I think that's where you miss the V8. And although, you know, I think the V8 in the Lexus has like 468 horsepower, so it's 60 more horsepower, something like that, nothing crazy. But, you know, I think that's where you really miss it, is that, you know, when you really jump on it, you miss the V8, to be honest with you. Let me just go over, if I could, some of the options that this car has. You've seen the tour of the interior and the exterior. As I mentioned before, the base price is $81,200. This car adds $19,460 in options, and then with the $1,000 destination charge, or $1,025, the total is $101,685. Some of those options, as I was saying before, the Safety System Plus, which is the top level of, you know, all the cameras and all the sensors and the lane keep assist and the rear cross traffic alert and all that kind of stuff, that's not included. That's $3,000 extra. The adaptive air suspension is $1,500. The fancy 20 whatever speaker Mark Levinson stereo system is $1,940. Then the biggest add-on is the F Sport package, which is $9,700. It gives you those, mainly it's exterior and interior trim options. You get the bigger 20-inch wheels with that. A couple performance things that you do get for that with that F Sport package is the variable gear ratio steering and the active rear steering, which do make a big difference in the performance. This also has the big double panorama glass roof. That's another $1,000. And as I said before, it's got a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 engine, dual overhead cam, 24 valves for 416 horsepower. And the power is transmitted to the wheels, rear wheel drive, with a 10-speed sequential automatic transmission. And all that gives you, again, this is where the V6 helps, is the average gas mileage is 23 miles per gallon, with 19 in the city and up to 30 miles per gallon on the freeway, which is really good, especially have it in that eco mode. So I think that concludes my review of the 2019 Lexus LS 500 F Sport. As always, thank you very much for watching the video. You can read more on my blog, which is luxuryfred.com. You can read my full car reviews and other auto coverage in Business Traveler magazine each month, and also on their website, businesstravelerusa.com. And then, of course, follow me on social media at luxuryfred. and I have a special automotive Instagram, which is @DriveWithFred.